The 2020 Nissan GTR Nismo, and it's been around for over a decade. And I'm going to show you why this is the best one yet and why you should buy it. This Japanese term called kaizen. The pursuit of perfection requires persistence, the constant need to evolve and fine-tune. And that's exactly what they've done with this GTR over the years. And new for 2020, Nissan really focused on weight savings, and they included carbon fiber all over this GTR. The front and rear bumpers and that red detail really makes it pop. The rear spoiler, do you see the size of that? It's like a surfboard. The front fender, which by the way is designed like the GT3. In fact, all Nismos are using turbos inspired by the GT3 turbos as well. They even introduced a carbon fiber blend to the hood and trunk as well. Although the most significant piece of carbon fiber application, right here, the roof. Weighing substantially less, giving the car a lower center of gravity for improved handling and feel. So spec-wise, there's a total weight savings of 44 pounds. And while that number may seem insignificant, this is a pure example where specs and numbers don't always add to the whole sum of the parts. Because the parts in here are not only lighter, but the entire car is more rigid. And Nissan was so obsessed with saving weight that they figured out a way to shave off a combined 1 pound, well, almost a pound, off of these newly designed 20-inch forged aluminum wheels from Rays. For me personally, I love the blacked out look. And again, weight savings, it doesn't seem like a lot, but this new 9-spoke design is even more rigid. And this has the chunkiest carbon ceramic brake system I've ever seen. 16.1 inches in the front, 15.3 in the back, all shod on a new blend of rubber from Dunlop that has an 11% larger contact patch and less treads. It's amazing that these things are even street legal. But combined all together, this honestly is an amazing ride. Now, you may have heard this a bunch over the last decade, but until you get in one, which this is my first time riding in one, it is just unbelievable how planted the GTR is. I know I've gone over a ton of the performance upgrades on the exterior, and when it comes to this interior, it is dated, but it's still wrapped in Alcantara. The pillars, roof, dashboard are all lined with it. And other than the heavy mechanical sounds you might hear, the car is actually pretty insulated from things like wind noise. Oh, and the steering wheel, of course, also lined in Alcantara. I actually think it's a good size wheel. All GTR engines are built by Takumi. You see that plate under the hood? Woo! Keep that thing shiny. And because of that, each engine will have some variation, but the output should be around 600 horsepower and 481 pound-feet of torque. Now, I have heard people criticizing that the turbo lag in here is terrible. You will feel some of that if you drive this like a regular car. But put this thing on the track and it is a completely different story. This thing really shines when you push it to the max. Where all those carbon fiber pieces matter, where every bit of weight makes a difference. At the end of the day, this GTR is not a garage queen that you're gonna go to Cars and Coffee with and brag about dusting some kid off at a red light. That is, unless you have time to flick it into R mode. Launch control, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Then you got some bragging rights. And honestly, for a car that is so focused on performance, the air conditioning is so powerful in here. I don't even have to have it on max, and I find myself freezing cold. There is Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto. So no ROG Phone 3 today, but that's okay. I let Andy borrow it. The sound system actually isn't too bad with Apple CarPlay, and it's wonderful to have Waze pop up on the screen. And for something that's so track focused, it's nice to see that the seats are heated and the side mirrors fold in. You also have a reverse camera and parking sensors. In truth, the GTR, even this hyped up Nismo variant, is oddly functional. Now, of course, Andy's not in here, but I think with some coercion and some good steak, I could probably get her to sit in this front seat. And technically, the rear does have 2 seats. I could probably create a really nice barrier back there. But keep that in mind, kids can totally fit in that space, and the trunk is tremendously useful. I could still fit all my groceries. That thing is huge. The last time I did a car like this, I had to put stuff on the inside. And of course, you'll have no trouble getting your favorite takeout. How are you today?
Car. That's like my dream car. I have a 370. The whole...
So I have to admit, this isn't my first time coming to Chick-fil-A since I've had this, so I've already done a run through. Because of the whole COVID thing, you're not actually reaching up to a window, but you could make it work. It's definitely a little bit lower. I got a takeout Dunkin' Donuts coffee the other day, and I had to reach up. Is it just me, or are we on the slow line?
Cool. I'll be sure to subscribe.
Thank you. Tell all your friends. Thank you.
My pleasure. Have a good one.
You too. Big cup holders too. So now you know. Chick-fil-A works in a GTR, and it brings quite a lot of smiles to people's day.
This is like the ultimate goal.
Hopefully those teenagers will subscribe to our channel. Smash that subscribe button, yeah, yeah! Ooh, my driving glove fell off. So this GTR Nismo, just over $212,000. Now, why do I think you should get this? Honestly, well, what 600 horsepower car can double duty as your track and potentially a very stiff daily rider? I could throw winter tires on this thing as long as the roads are plowed. The all-wheel drive system is usable even though it's technically rear-based. Yes, you could buy a base GTR, mod it out, make it way faster, or simply just buy something else like a new C8 Corvette. But you have to remember, this car represents history, heritage, hand-built engines like a Japanese AMG division. You aren't just paying for power, you're paying because you have passion, respect for motorsport. So again, why should you buy this? Because if these aren't sold, we're essentially telling the manufacturer that they should stop. And right now there's rumors that the R36 is going to debut in 2023, but if there is anything that we have learned about this year, is that anything and everything can change at the drop of a dime. So we need to do our part and make sure Nissan hears us loud and clear. That Godzilla needs to continue. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.